All right, everyone. Happy Monday. Thanks for being on. We're going to role play this out, LP Mama, with Miss Christine Singhaus, my broker at heart. She's going to be the agent, and I'll be the buyer, and I'm coming in as a Zillow lead. So let's role play this out. Okay, ring, ring.
Very good. Good morning, Tanya. It's Christine with LPT. I just got the message that you were interested in the property over on Prosperity. Would you like to see
Oh,
that
wow, that was
property today?
fast.
Yes, ma'am. We aim to please.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I was just kind of looking around. We're considering a move, but not sure yet.
So what are you looking for?
Well, we're going to probably want to eventually get like a 4-bedroom. Right now we're in a 2.
Okay. Are you in the area?
Yes, we live in Chesapeake, but we're going to relocate to Suffolk.
Okay, wonderful. So what time frame are you looking at possibly moving?
Well, again, I'm not really sure. He took a position at home, so that's why we're kind of both now working from home. We decided to kind of get some land and have a bigger place to work from home, so we're not on top of each other.
No, I completely understand that. With COVID, it seems like many people are kind of taking that route, that they're looking for more space within their home to do the work. So
Yeah.
are you looking for, do you have to sell your home?
No, we're renting.
Okay, that will certainly make the process much easier.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, like I said, we're just kind of getting started, so I'm not really even sure um what we're exactly wanting. I mean, we've had some conversations, but I know we want Suffolk.
Okay. What's the draw to Suffolk?
We just, by looking around on Zillow, it seems like we could get a little bit more for our money with some
Right.
land. Is that what you find?
That would be the case, yes. And you're in luck, because right now we're in the height of the spring selling season, so our inventory is slightly higher than certainly it's been in most recent months. So now would be a great time for you to start the process. The selling process itself is going to take probably anywhere from a 30-day close from the time you go under contract to the time you move into your home. So in thinking about, you said you have a family?
Nope, it's just me and him and the dogs.
Okay, great. So the timing might not necessarily be as critical for kind of getting in place and getting the family situated. So when would you like to go see the property so that you can get an idea of what you're actually looking at?
I guess, we're free on the weekends. Is that something we could see on the weekend?
Certainly. Would it work best for you in the morning or afternoon?
Probably afternoon after we
Okay.
walk the dogs and stuff. We've got 4 dogs.
So let's do this. Let's go ahead and schedule a time for 2 o'clock, and I will confirm with the seller. I'm going to send you a text with my contact information, so if anything should come up, you'll know how to reach me. So tell me a little bit about, you're looking for a little bit more land, you're looking for that colonial, you're looking for office workspace in the home. What price point did you want to stay within?
Um, well, right now we're spending 2,000 a month on rent, so we'd like to stay around that,
Okay.
if possible. What about the rates?
So
How do I find out what I could even afford?
So that's a great question. So we actually do work with some preferred lenders that we'll put you in touch with. I'll send you their contact information. Rates can fluctuate, so it's best to talk specifically with a lender because they are the specialist in that. And they can tell you about the different types of loan programs that might be available to you. So let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and get that contact information for myself and for a couple of lenders so that you can start that process. It doesn't obligate you to talk to them. So I would encourage you to find out what your buying power is, because I'd hate for you to see a house that might be priced out of what you want to pay each month. So that way we can keep our search narrowed to what it is that would be most comfortable for you. I'm also going to go ahead and set you up on a search and see what else we can find to give you options. The best thing when you're searching for a house is if you can see a couple of different types of properties that might be able to hone in. There might be something out there that you've not even considered. So sometimes when you see properties online, they are their best foot forward, right? So the pictures can do miracles. And sometimes when you get to the house, it's not just quite what you saw in the photograph. So
Mhm.
let's go ahead and set you up. And then maybe when we do meet at 2 o'clock, we can set a few up so we can make the most of the afternoon for you. How does that sound?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll talk to my husband. That should be good. You're gonna text me your cell, you said, right?
I I am. I'll confirm with her that the time is great to get in there and we will go from there. I
Okay.
look forward to working with you.
Okay. Awesome. And I'll let you know for sure, but that,
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Tanya.
all right. Thank you. All right. How'd you do? How do you think you did?
It's 9 o'clock on a Monday morning.
9 o'clock on a Monday morning and people
I
are
know.
watching you
And
on
I'm
a phone
trying to be
call. That's
conscious of
tough,
smiling,
right?
but
Right. Well, that and it's like, you're going through the L. I do. I go through LP Mama. I'm like location, price, da da da. But ultimately, you got the appointment. I would have kept the appointment. I think you mirrored my. I wasn't like, hey, it's funky, and you know what I mean. Like we were just you mirrored me very well. I think that's important on the other side because if someone's a different energy, it kind of turns them off.
mhm,
So we always want to watch and make sure we're mirroring our client, right?
right.
Um,
And I can tell you that the team that I'm actually qualifying. So for those of you that don't know, I broke my ankle. So I've been literally down and out for about 6 weeks now. So I've been doing ISA and I'm helping them develop a call for qualified Zillow leads and doing old leads. So
mm,
when I'm reaching out to the old leads, I don't do the fluffy, oh, how is it? How are you? I'm pretty point blank. I saw you looked at a house last October. Well, last October we didn't have inventory. We do now. When are you free? I mean, and it's point blank. And they're
right.
like, really? Because it was so discouraging to our clients last year, and even beginning of this year, that there was just no inventory. So when you use certain buzzwords, but yeah, I've cut a lot of fluff out. In fact, people are looking at my text because on Zillow, we have Follow Up Boss and we have Zillow. And the Zillow calls are recorded. So they actually play my calls for the rest of the team. Don't like
Yeah.
that. They do. But and they look at the text and they're like, so we actually have a program that does the action plans for immediate follow-up and automatic follow-up, which I hate. I hate. Um,
Yeah.
I was to receive automation like that, I would unsubscribe. Oh, I'm not trying to be your realtor. I'm not trying to bother you. And I'm like, yeah, I am. That's my intention. I am
Right.
here to be your realtor. Why else would I take the time to contact you?
Right. I'm not
So,
here to just open doors.
right. So I'm trying to actually work with them in rebuilding even action plans and automation for um email to be consistently if you're working a buyer client, don't forget, following up, Tanya, it was great to talk to you. Don't forget, here's the information for the lender. Here's timing that you need to be aware of. Maybe even a link to a buyer's guide, but just continual reinforcement and providing information of value, not, oh, it's sunny outside today. Let's go buy a house. So
Yeah. No,
it's
I
been
love it.
interesting. It's been getting back to grassroots, that's for darn sure.
Yeah. The only thing I would say, you didn't ask if I was a first time home buyer.
You're right. And I didn't.
And sometimes the only reason why I'm thinking of that is when you said buyer's guide, I always try to get in front of them no matter what and say, I have a buyer's guide I'm going to go over with you,
And
kind
I
of
do
map
too,
out the whole
actually.
process. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we forget, I mean, we forget stuff, but that's what this is for. It's just to kind of like start our morning, vamp us up and get on the phones, right?
Mhm.
Especially if you're getting that resistance of, I don't know if I want to look yet. That's when that buyer's guide is really important to say, well, why don't we meet at a Starbucks? I'll come to you. I've got a buyer's guide, maps out everything, answers all your questions. That's a good way to get the appointment if they're not willing to walk into a house yet.
Right. Right. Well, the leads that come through from Zillow in particular, they're coming through directly
Yeah,
because they want to see a property. So
Zillows are good. Yeah, Zillows are good.
those are the best, right?
Yeah,
The harder ones are the ones that are, like I said, 3 months old, 6 months old, that you're calling
looky
back
loos.
saying, I saw many moons ago you were looking at a property. And I usually will go through some research just to see if I can find their last names in the tax records, to see if they've purchased a property. And if I see that they have purchased a property, I'd still reach out because I'll still put them on a seller lead for future. But I follow up with them. Congratulations, I saw that you purchased a property. And then I kind of start that continuity after that.
Sure. Latoya, what do you have, honey? Nettie says, can you do it one more time if there's time? It was good.
I'd like to hear Latoya.
I know, me too.
She's my rock star. Latoya, are you up for a call?
Yeah, come on.
Happy Monday, let's do it. How about
Go
You
for
want to
it.
do a different type of call?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Are
Can
you,
y'all
Yanya,
hear
were you looking for something specific?
No. You guys
does anybody
threw me
have,
out
yeah,
there.
that's what
Let's
this
go
is
for it.
for. Does anybody have something they want to role play out, like a call that just didn't go that great this week? As I suck down my coffee.
Y'all know it's Monday morning.
I know, right? I tried to get David to let me do it in the afternoon. He's like, people won't come on, right? I'm like, oh,
I
but
actually
that's
think that
okay.
9 o'clock on a Monday morning is probably the worst time to do a
I
training.
know. I
Because
know.
people
I'm
are
going to
coming off the weekend and
I know.
I'd
I
like
think
to
I'm
see
going to
more
move
people
it
take
to
advantage.
Tuesday morning at 9 is probably better. Because we're all kind of checking our phones, 18 emails coming in every 20 minutes. But anyway, let's do this so we can all get onto those emails. Latoya, are you going to be the buyer or you want to be the agent?
I can be the agent. It seems like that's gonna
Okay.
be best.
Christine, you want to
Why
be
don't
her
you let,
buyer?
I was going to say, let Christian be your buyer.
Okay. Turbo.
Oh, you guys are setting me up this morning.
Let's share the love.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm
Alex
answering
said,
something.
this is my first time with you guys, so I'm absorbing. Awesome. Alex, do
Alex,
you get
this is
leads
only
in
my
Miami?
second time.
Alex, do you get leads in Miami yourself or are you on a team? He's probably muted himself. He's got kids probably in the background.
I have a team, but
Okay.
I'm very new. I'm very new. I just started a few months ago.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
The leads that I've gotten have been through my circle of friends, basically.
Okay.
I've been a few.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just dipping my toes right now.
Sure, sure. Does your team give you leads? Like, do you have cold call
No,
days
no.
or?
I know it's a pretty new group. They're
Okay.
working towards that, but they do
Sure.
offer a lot of training, a lot of resources,
Sure.
a lot of mentoring. That for me
Yeah.
is huge
Yeah.
as a new agent. So
Well,
yeah.
one of the things I'm going to post in the thing when they get started, we'll let Turbo and Latoya play the next one out, but I'll post what's called LP Mama. And it's just the acronyms for location, price, if they have an agent already, what's their am I doing this right? Motivation, mortgage, and appointment. And it just kind of helps you remember to get those important things in the phone call, not sound robotic and be personal and ultimately get the appointment. So I'm going to post that and then you'll have it. Just to kind of refresh, keep you in front of you when you're on the call and always smile. They say it's better if you stand up, which I just can't seem to do that this Monday morning. Christian, are you ready?
Alex, real quick too, as a new agent, I'm going to recommend, I used to do a what I call a rookie roundtable when I was at my last brokerage every Friday. When you're a new agent, practice, practice, practice. So I would recommend you can actually go to the Brian Buffini website or the Tom Ferry website and download scripts. And I would read them. First of all, voice record yourself so you can hear. Ultimately, you should. So what will happen is the more you practice it, the more it becomes yours, not what you're reading. and it flows much easier. And because it's practice, nothing trips you up. I'd also recommend doing a voice recording of your phone conversation so that you can see your facial features, because when you are talking to people, they're going to hear what you're seeing. So again, the more you can practice that, the more proficient, more comfortable you're going to be as a new agent. It's awkward. I'm not kidding. It's awkward, but do it. You're the only one that's going to see it. You're the only one that's going to hear it.
That sounds cool. Is there a link to that website or for the
I'll put
script?
both of the trainers. So these are both two of the most Buffini and Tom Ferry. These are two world-renowned real estate coaches.
Gotcha.
And their scripts online are free. You don't have to subscribe to anything. You don't have to buy anything. But you can download the scripts for free. And actually, you could go into Google nowadays and actually search for real estate scripts, and you can find them from a wide variety of sources. So
Yes.
you can kind of look through them, and you can actually tailor or find the one that fits best with yours. But literally, when you practice it, it will become yours. You're not gonna, the first time you're gonna read, "Hi, this is Christine. I'm calling from LPT Realty," and it's gonna sound like you're reading from a playbook. But the more that you do it, the more that you remember it, the more you're gonna tweak it, and then it'll become you.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you for the tip.
Sure,
Good
my
info.
pleasure.
I think Turbo's probably busy doing broker stuff. So how about Latoya and Christine role play that out? Or if Ionetti, you want to be a buyer?
No, not today.
Okay.
Alex, how about you? You want to be a buyer?
Yeah, sure. I'll be yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Is Latoya still there? She got her coffee.
No coffee, but I'm here.
Do you want to role play? Let's see. Alex is gonna start getting leads, but not yet. So what would be a good one for them to role play out? Maybe calling someone that he's trying to market to.
So
So
Alex
Alex,
is working a sphere.
he's working
Yeah.
his sphere and he said he's been handling like friends and family, right? Alex?
Yes.
Yeah, for the most part, that those are the ones that have reached out to me, friends and family, the most.
Okay. Would you like to role play one of those or a different type?
Um, sure. Yeah, we could do that. I'll be the buyer then,
Okay.
or something. I don't know. Whatever you guys. Wait, whatever you guys think.
Sometimes too, I try to make a list of like 20 people that I haven't talked to and just to touch base with them and let them know if they don't already know I'm a realtor.
I
Maybe
actually created a personalized video
okay.
where I introduced myself as a realtor, and I basically said if you guys are getting this, it's because X, Y, and Z. I'm a realtor and I'm here to help. I'm actually working on another video right now where I'm introducing myself also as a reminder. Hey, by the way, guys, friendly reminder, I'm a realtor. So
Mm.
I do have an Instagram page where I try to keep it up to date. So that's what I do. Because I come from a background of hotel, like I've been working in hotels for 15 years, and I
I
did a
did
lot of
too.
marketing for hotels. Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's the transition for me. It's not as far as marketing part. It's not that it's not that different. It's just making sure that you stay on on your target's mind. Kind of like the Coca-Cola thing. Coca-Cola, the reason it became so popular is because you see a commercial Coca-Cola every day. So now it's like Coca-Cola is it. So that's the way I see it. Yeah.
All right. That
Nice.
sounds good.
Nice
All
background
right.
to transition into real estate too.
Yeah, it helps out a lot with the customer service as well.
Mhm.
Because I mean, in hotels, customer service is everything.
Everything.
So yeah.
All right. So we'll let you guys start that. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, Alex. This is Latoya. I have not talked to you in a while, but I wanted to reach out to you because you are one of the most important people. And I wanted to let you know I have started a new career as a real estate agent.
Oh, that's
Do you?
amazing. So congratulations. That's that. I
Thank
know it's
you.
yeah, it's a unique field to get into. I'm happy for you.
Thank you so much. You've always been supportive of me, and I just wanted to let you know that I am now in that career field. Do you right now have any real estate needs?
Actually, now that you mention it, I have been renting for a few years now, and I see now that the rent for me has been getting a little bit out of hand as far as the cost. So might as well, the way it's going, I might as well. I was thinking of buying a house, and basically it's probably a mortgage. It's just me and my daughter. I'm just probably looking for a 2, 3 bedroom. I haven't really decided yet. I'm just looking. So, do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, absolutely. So I understand that the rent right now has inflated a lot, and you are absolutely right that you can definitely take on a mortgage if you're able to pay rent right now. Have you ever talked with a lender previously in
Have not.
reference to
No,
getting
no,
rent
no.
pre-approved?
Yep,
Okay.
nope, I have not. This is my first time doing this.
Awesome. Well, lucky for you, I do have lenders that I've made relationships with in the industry that I would love to be able to get you connected with. And I know you said it's you and your daughters, and you're looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom. Is there a particular location? Are you looking to stay like in the area you are currently?
Well, now since I'm working from home, I don't mind moving out of Miami. I know Miami, it's a very competitive market. So I'm thinking maybe north of Miami, probably West Palm Beach, a little bit south, maybe Miramar, in
Okay,
that area.
awesome. Well, I can definitely take a look and see what we have available in inventory out there. Um, and you're not currently working with any agent, correct? There's
I am
nobody
not.
else that
No,
has reached out.
no, no, no.
Okay, great.
It's just me brainstorming.
Understood. Well, I would
Yes.
love to be able to have like a buyer's consult with you, go over the process just to show you how everything's going to work because it is a little different from renting. And I want to make sure that, you're prepared and I can get you in contact with my preferred lender as well, just so that we can get your finances going so that we know exactly the budget that we're shopping within. Um,
Okay.
would you be available on Thursday between 1? Actually, I have a 1 o'clock or a 3 o'clock available on Thursday.
Actually, Friday might be better. Is that okay?
Friday is better? Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me take a look at my calendar. All right, Friday at 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
Let's do 5 o'clock.
Awesome. And would you like to meet at my office or we can meet at the local Starbucks closer to you?
Um, Starbucks sounds amazing. I could always go for a frappuccino.
Awesome. Well, let's meet at Starbucks at 5 o'clock on Friday, and I'm gonna send you an email. And let me verify, do I have the right email for you, alex.espinoza@gmail.com?
That's the one.
Perfect. I'll send you a follow-up email just to confirm our appointment and also send you just a couple things to bring with you to have in mind. And I appreciate you for taking my call, and I'm so excited to be able to meet with you on Friday. Do you have any further questions
Absolutely.
for me right now?
Now, do you have like possibly a guide or more or less for someone like me that might be looking but not entirely 100% sure?
Absolutely. So I plan to actually bring that for you on Friday. I have a buyer's guide that is going to take you through the entire process. It also is going to have some of my recommended resources and vendors,
Okay.
such as like contractors and service repair companies and the lenders. So I will have that printed for you so that you have a physical copy, but I'll also include a digital copy in my follow-up email to you.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Well, thanks, Alex, for taking my call. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And
You
I'll
as
see you
well.
on
We'll see you
Friday.
then. Okay.
Bye bye. Oh boy.
Awesome.
Very
How'd you
nice.
do? How do you think you did?
Oh, I don't know. Y'all. When I get into calls, it's just calls for me. I get in
Right.
the zone, I just go. So
Yeah.
I'm the same way, Latoya. It all kind of guides itself, right? So,
yeah, it's like if you ask me what I said, I'm like, I don't know. But I wrote down all the important parts that I needed
There you
for the
go.
client. That's it.
Do you
That's
feel
it.
like knowing the LP Mama helps you? Like I noticed you were like, and you don't have an agent. Like, do you feel like that helps you kind of remember what to ask through calls?
Um,
Or
yes,
you just script, you just know it by heart now?
I do. I know it by heart
Mhm.
now, so I don't think about LP Mama. It's
Yeah,
kind of like my flow of things that I
sure.
know to go through. Because even though it's my sphere of influence, I always still ask, like, well, have you talked to an agent or are you working with one?
Right.
Because if he came up and stated, oh, yeah, I'd actually been thinking about, you know, rent is high now and I could probably do a mortgage instead. I'm curious. Maybe he reached out to somebody who was a realtor before he knew I became a realtor.
Right.
So I always still ask. And honestly, family and friends are the first ones to cheat on you.
Right. Very true.
So
amen.
I always ask.
That is true. That's true. That I'm working with someone right now that went quiet on me. So I'm like, what do you do? What did you go quiet on me? So most likely
You see?
it's someone
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
And the other thing too, Alex, sometimes buyers, especially first time home buyers, they don't even know if they signed, because here in Virginia, we have what's a buyer. I don't know if you guys have them in Florida. We have buyer broker agreements, which ties you to, a relationship to that agent. So sometimes if they've written an offer and lost it, they don't even know that they're under contract with another realtor.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I say, have y'all's call wouldn't have went probably asked this because you're in a, didn't sound like you had, but there's certain things to listen for when you're talking to someone that they may have written an offer and you're like, oh, okay. So in other words, if they've written an offer and lost it, more than likely they're under a buyer broker agreement with a realtor, wouldn't you say, Latoya?
Yes. Unless that agent was not as good and they just put the buyer broker agreement for that one property
Right. Oh, true, true.
instead of putting because in the buyer broker agreement you can put like single family, townhouse,
Sure.
whatever. And some
Right.
people
One,
just
two, three
put it
Main
for
Street.
that property. Yeah, 123 Main
And
Street.
see, I don't think they do buyer brokers in Florida.
When I
They're
was
kind
in Florida, we did,
okay.
but it wasn't required before going out to look at
Got
property.
it.
But we do have buyer broker agreements in Florida.
Okay. Awesome. Well,
But yeah, that's the best
I
thing.
think your voice is great. You're really good on the phone, Latoya. You got straight to the point. And you reiterated his concerns. I was making notes as you were going. And I thought that was really good. As soon as he said his concerns about renting and you kind of put those back on the table, the way you reiterated it was good. I don't say budget, I say buying power. That's just my thing. I feel
Mhm.
like budget kind of um, turns people off, or it's negative. So I
Got
say,
it.
let's find your buying power. But other than that, I think this has been great. I really appreciate all you guys.
Yeah.
Alex, I will
That was
say,
fun.
if you're comfortable with video, Latoya is one of our queens of video, but before I heard myself and I look visually acceptable to be seen on camera. Instead of sending a text with my contact information, I would actually send a quick video saying, hey, it was a pleasure talking to you. I just wanted you to see my face. So when we meet at the property on Saturday, you would know what I look like, and attach just my
That's a great
information.
tip. That's a great tip.
Just a little bit more
Yeah,
personal.
that's a great tip. Normally I'm not very comfortable with video. As a matter of fact, for an 18-second video the other day, it took me, no lie, like 3 hours. Just an 18 seconds because I kept retaking it.
It gets
But
better.
I'm getting there. But I know it's part of the game, and I'm forcing myself to get good at it. That's basically
Very
what
good.
my goal is.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, Alex, don't get paralyzed by that. Because how you show up in video is how you're gonna be in person. So it doesn't
Right.
matter. Just put it out there. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's not gonna be perfect.
We train
Right.
how
As
we
long as you're
fight.
getting yeah, as long as you're getting the message across, you're good to go. And when you show up, you'll deliver.
Oh, but here's the iPhone trying to come in again. Who is this iPhone? Good morning, iPhone. Who is iPhone?
There it is.
But Alex, that was great.
I appreciate it. It was great training.
¿Qué es lo que pasa? ¿Qué es lo que pasa?
Yeah, you should remove iPhone.
We're live.
Mm-hmm.
That is somebody that doesn't need to be on here. Can we take them off?
Yeah.
There we go. So is everybody okay if I'm going to talk to David about moving it to Tuesdays. I think that would be a better day. What do you think, Christine?
I think any day would be better than Monday morning at 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. You shouldn't plan anything on a Monday morning.
I know. Mondays and Fridays are tough in real estate.
We couldn't even do state meetings on Mondays, remember?
Yep, I know.
Mondays are rough. You're trying to
Yeah.
get back.
From the
Get
weekend.
back, yeah, especially from
Mhm.
after Mother's Day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,